What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I just want to let you guys know real quick that today's video is one I actually posted about 6 months ago, but it's a pretty intense story and YouTube age restricted it and then removed it pretty quickly, so basically no one saw that video at all. When that happens, I typically just let the video kind of sit on my hard drive for a couple months, and then when I feel like the time is right, I like to re-upload it and give it another shot. So hopefully this video will stay up this time, but going ahead and watch it quickly just in case it gets removed again. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to hit that like button. I've heard from other YouTubers that hitting the like button actually can help keep YouTube from age restricting and deleting videos and stuff. So if you guys want to hit that like button to help me out with that, that would be very much appreciated. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get on with it. November 9th, 2007, Afghanistan. United States Army Specialist Kyle White and his comrades were returning to Bella Outpost after meeting with some local village elders. As the soldiers traversed a narrow path surrounded by mountainous, rocky terrain, they were ambushed by enemy forces from elevated positions. Pinned against a steep mountain face, Specialist White and his fellow soldiers were completely exposed to enemy fire. Specialist White returned fire and was briefly knocked unconscious when a rocket-propelled grenade impacted near him. When he regained consciousness, another round impacted near him, embedding small pieces of shrapnel in his face. Shaking off his wounds, Specialist White noticed one of his comrades lying wounded nearby. Without hesitation, White exposed himself to enemy fire in order to reach the soldier and provide medical aid. After applying a tourniquet, Specialist White moved to an injured Marine, providing aid and comfort until the Marine unfortunately passed away due to his wounds. Specialist White then returned to the soldier and discovered that he had been wounded again. Applying his own belt as an additional tourniquet, Specialist White was able to stem the flow of blood and save the soldier's life. Noticing that his and the other soldiers' radios were inoperative, Specialist White exposed himself to enemy fire yet again in order to secure a radio from a deceased comrade. He then provided information and updates to friendly forces, allowing precision airstrikes to stifle the enemy's attacks, and ultimately permitting medical evacuation aircraft to rescue him, his fellow soldiers, Marines, and Afghan Army soldiers. Specialist Kyle White received the United States Medal of Honor for his incredible, selfless, and heroic actions that day. Kyle White, you are an absolute American hero, and it is a genuine honor to share your story here today. Thank you for your service. And that's the end of the first combat story I have for you guys today. We're going to move on into the second one now. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to help support the channel. But if you guys don't enjoy this video for any reason at all, feel free to hit that dislike button. Any and all feedback is greatly appreciated here, guys, so fire away. But with that, let's jump straight into this next story. October 2003 in Afghanistan, United States Navy SEAL Mark Donald was part of a multi-vehicle mounted patrol that was ambushed by extremely heavy fire from rocket-propelled grenades and small arms. When two rocket-propelled grenades exploded immediately in front of his vehicle, Lieutenant Donald exited the vehicle and began returning fire. While under heavy and continuous machine gun fire, he pulled the wounded Afghan commander to relative safety behind the vehicle's engine block. He left his position, completely exposing himself to small arms fire, and pulled a wounded American trapped behind the steering wheel to cover behind the vehicle. He covered the wounded with his own body while returning fire and providing care. In the process, multiple bullets passed through his clothing and equipment. Identifying wounded Afghan personnel in the two lead vehicles, Lieutenant Donald moved to their aid under heavy fire and began medical treatment. After treating the wounded, he took charge of an Afghan squad in disarray, deployed them to break the ambush, and continued to treat numerous critically injured personnel, while arranging for their prompt medical evacuation. That afternoon, while sweeping an area of earlier action, a U.S. and Afghan element was ambushed by a platoon-sized enemy force near Lieutenant Donald's position. Knowing personnel were gravely wounded, Lieutenant Donald, without hesitation and with complete disregard for his own safety, ran 200 meters between opposing forces, exposing himself to withering and continuous heavy machine gun and small arms fire to render medical treatment to 2 wounded personnel, 1 Afghan and 1 American. He placed himself between the casualties and the extremely heavy enemy fire now directed at him and began emergency medical treatment. Still under intense enemy fire, wounded by shrapnel, and knowingly within dangerously close range of attacking U.S. Army Apache helicopter rockets, he organized the surviving Afghan soldiers and led a 200-meter fighting withdrawal to friendly positions. Lieutenant Donald received the Navy Cross for his incredibly heroic actions that day. Lieutenant Mark Donald, it is an honor to share your story here today. Thank you for your service. And with that, guys, that is the end of the second story of the day. I've got one more combat story for you guys today, so let's get straight into it. June 29th, 2008 in Afghanistan, United States Army Staff Sergeant Jack White's 19-man observation post was assaulted in the dead of night by a 105-man anti-Afghanistan force employing rocket-propelled grenades and coordinated small arms fire. As the attack commenced, Staff Sergeant White was awoken by a rocket-propelled grenade impacting less than 20 meters from his position. He immediately low-crawled out of the sleeping area in order to lead the observation post's defense. Maneuvering through heavy enemy fire, Staff Sergeant White quickly adjusted his men to repel the brunt of the attacking force. With no regard for his own safety, he worked his way from soldier to soldier in order to interlock all fires and mark targets, all while engaging and being engaged by the enemy. He ordered multiple danger-close fire missions through his forward observer and incorporated a lethal mortar and artillery fire on the enemy elements. His leadership and fearless tactical maneuvering allowed his men to interdict all attacking forces attempting to overrun their position, ultimately leading the enemy to break contact and retreat. Staff Sergeant White received the Distinguished Service Cross for his actions that day. Staff Sergeant Jack White, it is an honor to share your story here today. Thank you so much for your service. You are an absolute hero. What a crazy freaking story, dude. Can you imagine getting woken up just middle of the night out of a dead sleep by like an RPG round landing wildly close to you? I feel like most people would probably have just crawled under their bed or in a corner as fast as they could, but he just got straight out of bed and went to work on defending that base. What an absolute stud. But with that, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. A bit of a shorter one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for checking the video out. You guys know the drill here. Get out there, crush this day, get off your phone, work on getting your screen time down. Social media is a terrible thing. I know that's a funny thing to hear from a YouTuber, but once you're done with this video, get the heck off of social media. If you don't have a Bible, go buy yourself one, start reading it, start working out, just, you know, this world needs more manly men, more good men in it, more warriors in it. So work on bettering yourself, get out there, crush this day. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next video.